Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a matinee the Monday before Christmas. Thanks, everyone, for spending part of your holiday with us. Let's bring you inside the broadcast booth. Bob Long, and look who we have back here today. Will Ryan, a seasoned vet here on Bob Long Sports, one of our favorites. Good to have you back.
Happy to be here, Bob. Looking forward to a good matchup here today.
Absolutely, and you know what? With the new generations, here we go. Jack McGuire, our next great broadcaster with us here on Bob Long Sports, is with us. And, Jack, you're going to help us break down and broadcast LaSalle versus Salesianum, a really interesting matchup between two programs that have had a lot of success in recent years. Salesianum, they've fallen off and they're very young. This LaSalle team ingratiating some football players, some basketball players, and trying to build off a year last year. Your thoughts on what this LaSalle program in particular has done in the first month of the season?
They've shown that they're a really good group of guys together, and they can play really well. They're a bit of an older squad, but I think it'll be a great matchup.
R.J. Johnson on the other side, Will, one guy to really look out for. He's going to play at Rutgers next year, but he's going to do it on the gridiron. He's playing football for them. Another really interesting storyline here is that you have Rob Wright's brother on the floor, Latrell Wright, for Salesianum, a transfer from Conrad High School. So we were talking to the head coach pregame. He's like, listen, RJ's the only guy that really played any minutes on that state championship winning team 2 years ago, but he brings that leadership, that pedigree, and that understanding of what it takes to win. Now it's about building these young guys up and what could be a really nice season for them down in Delaware after challenging themselves almost exclusively here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, absolutely. They're playing a largely Philadelphia schedule. Played Imhotep Charter, played Penn Charter. Penn Charter, three guys going high major in Kai Shinholster, Jake West, and Matt Gilhul. Imhotep Charter, we know all about them. So you look at this Salesianum team, you say, hey, they're 1-4, but my goodness, they've really challenged themselves this year. With that being said, 1-4, you don't want to be 1-5. They really want to win today. And you mentioned Latrell Wright and R.J. Johnson. R.J. Johnson, big, strong lefty, will wear number 12 in blue today. Wants to get downhill, wants to isolate at the elbow. Latrell Wright will run in transition, will shoot if open, but really wants to get into the paint and spray it from there.
Yeah, LaSalle, Salesianum is going to be a great tilt here today. Thanks for being alongside us for it. Have to mention our fourth member of the broadcast team here today, and fourth and fifth, because Alex Shevchuk is walking up. He'll join us momentarily. Brady Joyce is behind the camera, and so we are thrilled to have him alongside as well. We'll take a break. We'll come back in a minute, and we'll have tip-off here on Bob Long Sports.
Show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed the most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Sports fans, welcome to Gentili's. Before the game or after the game, you don't have to travel far anymore. Come out to Gentili's Pizza in Exton for the best cheesesteaks and pizza you'll ever eat in your life, and I guarantee it. Let me take you inside and show you what we're all about. I mean, come on, look at that cheesesteak. Sliced ribeye, sauteed fried onions on a beautiful Karanji seeded roll. Cooper sharp cheese. That, my friends, is a slam dunk. So come to Gentili's for your best cheesesteak that you ever had in your life. And this is the Charlie Pizza. Got Pecorino Romano. And we top it off with a little hot honey. Gentili's Pizza, Exton, PA. Can't wait to see you after the game.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following three characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches. The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. With exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, make your business the place for the next must-see event.
Next Play Basketball is an AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. They offer camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 11th graders. They teach the next play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They are hosting spring tryouts on January 11th.
More people are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the outstanding customer service and the extraordinary selection of Infiniti vehicles, like the all-new 2025 QX80. It's unlike any luxury SUV you've ever experienced. With an all-new design and groundbreaking technology, the Infiniti QX80 has set a new standard in its class. Come experience the QX80 and the entire Infiniti lineup at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove. To be sure.
First-time homebuyer, seasoned investor, looking to sell a property from the Poconos through the Greater Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia and surrounding areas, all the way to the Jersey Shore. I'm your guy. Speaking of the shore, if you're not down here right now in Ocean City watching this game live, you need to give me a call because you should be down here experiencing the beautiful Jersey Shore with us in your own beach house.
We'll meet the starters here from LaSalle College High School as the Explorers take on Salesianum High School from Delaware. Chris Carabello, the public address announcer here today, introduces Latrell Wright, a junior guard from Salesianum, brother of Rob Wright, is now playing his basketball at the next level, played 3 years, at Newman Goretti. R.J. Johnson, big, wide-bodied football recruit for Rutgers, also will provide a lot of issues inside, and will go up against another big boy for LaSalle, Grayson McHugh, who we'll meet momentarily. Kabali Kajubi, he's a wing at junior and provides some good length for this Salesianum team. We talked about how young this team is. Brady McBride, he's actually a senior, one of the lone seniors on this team. And then Dominic Downs, a junior at the wing position. He will start for Salesianum. Taylor Travison is the head coach of the boys varsity team at Salesianum. And now we'll meet the Explorers of LaSalle, dressed in white here today, coached by head coach Ryan Ansell with his staff of Amar Stooks, Jake Timby, Ed Enoch, Dan Williams, and Zach Odell. We've got Najee Walls in there too, is that right?
Yeah, Najee Walls as well.
Love that. Joey O'Brien introduced first, a star on the LaSalle football team, going to make a huge mark in the Philadelphia Catholic League in basketball as well. Starting point guard Nick Neary, very strong on the basketball. It's a position that LaSalle has been looking to replace with the loss of Liam Hawley to graduation.
Yeah.
Grayson McHugh, the big guy inside. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, and Neary will have to be really good with the ball today. This Salesianum team likes to blitz, double on ball screens. A lot of times Neary sees people go under on ball screens, struggles to shoot a little bit. Today he's going to see that ball pressure doubles on ball screens. He'll have to be strong with the ball if LaSalle's going to be successful today.
That's starting five for LaSalle. Neary, Nick Parisi, Hayes Altamare, along with Grayson McHugh and Joey O'Brien. Your broadcast crew again here today. Brady Joyce on the camera. So excited to have him back here today. Alex Shevchuk, class of 2025 here at LaSalle. We have Jack McGuire with us as well, a freshman at LaSalle, and Will Ryan, a former Bob Long Sports broadcaster. It is just a thrill to have him back as well. Which leads to just one question, and that is, where is Danny Rovey? We have to get him back at some point before he goes back to Syracuse as well. So it'll be Kabali Kajubi to jump it up against Grayson McHugh. We're underway. And LaSalle, dressed in white, will get into the offensive set quickly. Salesianum matching up man-to-man. An interesting matchup as R.J. Johnson is going to pick up the very lean and athletic and long Joey O'Brien.
You wonder if they'll match that on the other side of the floor. O'Brien a little bit skinnier than Johnson, but more mobile than McHugh.
Grayson McHugh knocks down the three.
We saw the blitz there, like Will said earlier, and that led for that Grayson McHugh three.
Boy, Jack McGuire is in every single practice. I tell you, Grayson McHugh knocking him down from deep, that's a new facet of his game.
Yeah. Hit one against Holy Ghost as well, 1 for 2. That was his first 3 of the year, so he's got 2 now.
Latrell Wright, guarded by Neary, who's a physical on-ball defender, does a nice job not letting him get a paint touch. Johnson lost his footing and traveled. It's a great job by Grayson McHugh defensively walling up, and Johnson's a little slow to get up.
That's Grayson knowing the scouting report as well. Johnson always wants to go to his left, gets back to that right shoulder every time. He's not going to try to drive right on you.
Token backcourt pressure from Salesianum. The Sallies, by the way. In addition to similar missions in different geographies, the names are quite similar. LaSalle and Salesianum, they go by Sallies. McHugh a little short on that one. Good job by Neary. He'll keep the possession right here.
Neary's been exceptional on the offensive glass this entire season and no different to start the game today.
Another good look there at Neary. Now back to live action as a dribble drive gets all the way to the hole. Hayes Altamare. Johnson will pull up. Show a little bit of skill, big man. Foot on the line for 2.
And LaSalle does show pressure after a make, but on the back end, they're going to need to sprint back.
Neary walled up there by Wright. Altamare for three. Back iron, no, but there's an offensive carry for Joey O'Brien. They switch high on the ball screen, and Altamare will settle things down. 5:50 to play first quarter. Neary, great footwork to get into the hole, and follows his own. Couldn't get it to go. O'Brien again gets a hand in there. And a foul is called. That's terrific effort on both sides of the floor.
And how about the pass from Altamare? I think what he's done so well this year compared to years past is him as a distributor. Not scoring as much, but my goodness is he getting his teammates involved. A little behind the back to Neary.
Yeah, well, and I agree with that. I think he's evolved into a more prominent guard for the Explorers here, and he was more of an off-ball player when in his sophomore year under Coach McKee, but under Coach Ansel, he's been moving into a point guard role.
So an offensive rebound, a steal, and Neary converts 1 of 2 at the line. Gosh, the wingspan of Joey O'Brien. It's a nice job, though, to get the ball up floor quickly. McHugh couldn't bring it in. Strong play there by Johnson. And they'll be rewarded with an open triple. The lid just won't come off early. Skip pass, Parisi. It's a good look for Parisi there as well. One you'll take 10 times out of 10. Downs, this time a little closer, and that spot has not been kind early to him. Here comes Altamare. On the blow-by, shoulders contact. Altamare aggressive on the bounce early on.
Rewarding him for rebounds. Altamare gets back-to-back rebounds and finishes on the other side, as you can see.
That's a skilled play there, offhand finish.
Yeah, and just beats everyone down the court, right? No numbers, really. It looked like it was him and Parisi in 5 Salesianum blue jerseys. Altamare didn't care, takes it right to the rack and one. It's a good start for the Explorers, up 9-2 early.
Johnson stepped on the sideline. And Jack, what you look at here is folks have been asking this LaSalle team to come out with energy, and they've done that here. What have you seen?
The Hayes Altamare has been bringing the energy today early, and that's really good because they haven't been starting the games off well, going down 8-0 against Malvern, but starting against 9-2 against Salesianum, it's a great start.
Absolutely. Altamare reward him with a look for 3. Strong rebound. And Joey O'Brien able to chase it down. Inside they go for Grayson McHugh. Good eyes up the floor.
And that's huge for the Explorers if Nick Parisi's looking up, looking to get teammates involved, right? That's what the coaching staff is asking him to do. Struggling scoring this year. 31% from 3. He's a career 39% three-point shooter. Against Holy Ghost, 4 for 17. He needs to look to get others involved, and it'll come to him.
This time good on-ball defense there by Parisi, and then O'Brien gets another steal.
I mean, defensively, the Explorers have been all over the Sallies tonight. As you can see, Joey's just been using his immense wingspan and just getting all over the ball.
That's such good offense. A design play, slipped to the hole by Neary. Terrific basketball by this Explorers team. Just feign that ball screen, slip to the hole. That's too easy, and that's terrific design by this offensive coaching staff. Great execution, Jack, by the man on the floor. And now into this timeout, Jack, the thought, right? 13-2, you have a dream start. You've been in enough of those meetings. What do you think the discussion points are?
I think Coach Ansel's just telling them not to give up this early lead, to keep it going throughout the game, not make it closer than it has to be.
Yeah, kind of stay engaged, right, Will, throughout. And don't let them touch, kind of get back into it. Don't let them feel getting back into the game. On the other side, Alex, I think Salesianum is, hey, listen, we know how talented we are. This is not the 4 minutes of basketball that we're looking to play.
And we still have about 28 minutes left to play in this game, and this could turn out way differently than what we've seen.
Well, you've been a college is another giveaway by Salesianum. They're out of sorts, but you're a college manager, you know this game's one of ebbs and flows.
Oh, absolutely, right? And LaSalle off to a good start, but like Jack said earlier, they need to keep the foot on the gas. Okabata into the game, a little bit more of a 5-out look to match what Salesianum has started with.
Good hands there defensively by Kajubi. Johnson on the other end. Good footwork, but then lost it on the way up. Last touched by Salesianum. I thought it might have been Okabata on the way out.
Okabata did a good job of just staying all over R.J. Johnson there and just using his long wingspan and athleticism just to get all over him.
Explorers might have gotten away with one there.
Nice job defensively by Nasir Logan just into the game against the back cut, and it's going the other way. That's a solid defensive possession there by Salesianum.
That's the 5-second call. Picked up your dribble in a tough spot there if you're near. You just got to keep that dribble alive, back out, swing it, keep the offense alive.
And Salesianum had both back cutters foiled, really. And O'Brien will get called for the foul. It's a good effort there.
Yeah, Explorers showed a 1-3-1 there. O'Brien, I think his hand got to the ball, a lot of body. That's the reason for the whistle. But when you have Okabata up top and then O'Brien in the middle of that 3-2, man, good luck. Just need your guys to be sound, right? Don't gamble. You got the length.
Coming the other way. Here come the Explorers. O'Brien, he likes that shot. But it'll be unselfish, and it's last touched by Hayes Altamare.
Altamare a little sped up there, right? Great job by Joey O'Brien playing off of 2, finding the next man. Altamare tried to go straight line drive, got stopped, and was a little confused to do what to do with the ball, lost it out of bounds.
And now LaSalle goes into a zone. Little 1-3-1 trap, and they're going to get the steal out of it.
I mean, LaSalle has been forcing many turnovers here for the Sallies, and that 1-3-1 zone has just been working perfectly for them so far.
They have forced a lot. That one might be a little bit more of the unforced variety. That was not a great offensive possession for Salesianum. 2 minutes to play first quarter.
It's important that LaSalle tries to win these 2 minutes. Keep the momentum.
That one's good for Nick Neary. Joey O'Brien's wingspan made that happen. Going up to pluck a 50-50 ball out of the air.
Big time shot by Neary as well, only shooting 13% from beyond the arc, but he has taken them.
And that's how you break that 1-3-1 pressure, isn't it? Get yourself a paint touch, draw a couple defenders, and you find that weak side block wide open.
Salesianum into a little bit of a run and jump in the half court there. Speeds LaSalle up and a turnover by Altamare. That's his second.
$1:26 to go. Here in the first quarter, Grayson McHugh will check back in.
Braden Erfel checking in.
Exciting to see him back. A lot of high expectations. Not to put expectations necessarily, but it's a young man that can really play, right? And we've seen that at the freshman JV level. And I know he's been a little dinged up, so excited to see him get his sea legs under him at the varsity level. Did play on Saturday, right, Alex?
Yes, slightly, but not as early as he is right now.
R.J. Johnson throwing that body around inside under such control with that wide frame. I'm impressed by what he can do.
In Erfel's short time in the game, he proved that he is at the varsity level, though.
Yeah, he knocked down a couple of threes. Is that right, Jack?
Yeah. Big threes.
Moving screen there on Grayson McHugh. They said he used his elbows. Just got to stay in your lane when you're setting that screen. I know that you want to make contact. Don't think that's one that the coaching staff's going to be too upset about, right?
Just
Absolutely.
A small error.
Last minute of the first quarter. Step back for Johnson, and I think that's when you give him 10 times in a game if he'll take it. Almost knocked it down, no doubt about it, but that's a highly contested look. Johnson, though, so strong inside. That's last touch by Salesianum, but the defense is starting to ratchet up for the Sallies.
And that's great hustle by Nasir Logan, diving on the loose ball. Great hustle, great effort. Boy, LaSalle's gotten a little loose with the ball in these last 2 minutes.
Gave it away again. Johnson, that's last touch by LaSalle. Good call on that baseline by the official.
Mark Brown into the game for Salesianum. Long, runs the floor hard, a lob threat for them as well.
And a chance here, Jack, now to potentially hold for the last shot.
I don't think that Salesianum wants to give LaSalle any more points in this first quarter.
It's a good call there, Jack, as they'll now pull this one back. Latrell Wright with the keys to the car. As he gets into the lane, count it, and one. And that's what the doctor ordered for Salesianum. He has a chance to cut the deficit to 7.
We saw Latrell Wright, and Nick Neary get a little chirpy during the inbounds play, but Latrell Wright just brings it to the hole and one.
Great job by everyone getting out of the lane for him to cut in and get that bucket.
Absolutely, Jack, because that can be tough to do with a guy like Johnson who can take up a lot of space in the lane. So you're absolutely right on the clear out. Full length of the floor here with 7 seconds and counting. Neary. Back cut. O'Brien. McHugh on the follow. And time will expire. Strong contest at the rim by Keegan McGee. Impressive right there. This portion of today's game is brought to you by the Riley, Rakowski, and Malloy Funeral Home. They're an enthusiastic supporter of LaSalle athletics. Andrew Buda Rakowski sends his best to Coach Ryan Ansell, the student athletes, and the LaSalle basketball program as a whole. Riley, Rakowski, and Malloy Funeral Home, a proud sponsor. Also tell you about Bala Dermatology. They offer comprehensive medical and cosmetic skin care. Bala Dermatology provides early detection and treatment of skin cancer, treatment of all skin conditions, and many cosmetic options to reduce sun damage and help you love your skin. Visit them online at baladermatology.com or call Dr. Mary Griffin at 610-664-3300. Healthy skin starts here. And E&M Insurance. And by the way, we're really excited to talk about E&M Insurance because one of the coaches on the bench is also an agent at E&M Insurance. That's Jake Timby. They're a local independent insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. Owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989. They've been servicing the Delaware Valley's insurance needs since 1988, built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They're an independent agent, meaning they work with a select group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. Look for them online at eandminsurance.com or call them at the number below, 215-368-9556.
Bob, 3 losses for this Explorers team this year. Outscored by 17 in the second quarter against Abington Friends, outscored by 9 in the second quarter to Upper Dublin, and outscored by 3 in the second quarter to Malvern Prep. Got to win the second quarter.
I love it, Will. A man is prepared. Spoken like a guy who runs a lot of scouting reports for the Boston College Eagles. Johnson couldn't quite hit it. Second quarter, by the way. I know the big board shows first. We are underway in the second. McHugh flashes to the top of the key. And they're flashing the double on Nick Parisi. He traveled. And I know the bench doesn't like that call. I think that's the right call. That's a terrifically timed jump double screen there, or double team.
I think that Salesianum has started to speed up the Explorers towards the end of the first quarter, and as we can see in the beginning of the second, and they've been doing quite well, chipping back into that deficit that they had.
It's a 2-3 zone that LaSalle went into on that defensive possession. Coerced a pretty difficult shot in the lane.
One that Wright will feel like he should have made, though.
I think that's right. But Grayson McHugh now in that zone, hangs in the middle of that zone. That one clanked on the side of the backboard. Here comes Salesianum the other way. Contact, and he drove himself into the defender, Hayes Altamare, who picks up the personal foul. Right to the line for 2.
Number 1, that starts with a double team on Grayson McHugh. Make him a passer, right? Less than 1 assist a game, over 2 turnovers a game. Make Grayson McHugh move the ball. They read the scouting report. They looked at the stats. They made him do that. and then they just attack in transition, right? Make sure that LaSalle is sprinting back. If they're not, we're going to beat you down the floor. Now, Hayes Altamari actually got in a pretty good position there. That was just a nice job by Latrell, right? Being more aggressive and rewarding the hard drive. Got no problem with the call.
Salesianum's on a 9-0 run right now.
And so now the opportunity for LaSalle to try to coerce and bring back some control of this game. How's Altamari got all the way to the hole. Grayson McHugh goes down. He is slow to get up. And as all eyes watch the floor on this play, no doubt a lot of folks seeing how is Grayson McHugh doing. Little gimpy, stays in the play. Contact, count it, and one for Nick Parisi.
Exceptional body control by Parisi. Just gets to the side of the waiting defender, knocks it in, and one. Get to the line, young fella. Didn't go through the chest too much, and that's why the block was called, right? It looked like the defender was set. Parisi just gets to the side of him and pulls up a little bit, not major contact.
It's good to see him knock down that free throw after some missed free throws in the Malvern game and the Holy Ghost game.
Jack, he's under 50% for the year, and this is one of the best shooters in the PCL, right? He's struggling this year, but he's got him knock down his free throws, and like you said, great to see him do that.
Yeah.
And that's what December basketball is for, because Friday, January 3rd, is right around the corner. A trip on the road to Newman Goretti awaits LaSalle. This team getting fresh at the right time. Parisi, good body control again. Neary pulls it down. And a reset. Not much of a reset as he lets it fly. Nick Parisi, get those shoulders square and knock it down.
Even though his numbers might not be the same, he is not scared to shoot it, and that's what he's supposed to do. Well done by Nick Parisi there.
And an air ball, a nice little student section for 3 o'clock 2 days before Christmas, dressed in their Christmas sweaters. They're going to let Nasir Logan know about it. Altamari for 3. That high arcer won't go. McHugh got one hand on it, tried to tip it.
Yeah, you'd like to see him just grab that one.
Solid. Really solid from Nasir Logan. Knew he had to get that ball up quickly, Alex.
And yeah, he had to get the ball up quickly, but over the hands of Joey O'Brien. Good job by getting the ball up and in.
Another giveaway. Here comes Johnson, and he threw that one away. 2 pretty careless turnovers there. And Will, my thought on Nick is that's not playing off 2 feet. That's launching off one and looking to get the ball at that point.
Thinking the same thing, and I think it's a great timeout by Ryan Ansell here. Get the guys organized, right? You're still up 9. You have a little bit of momentum. 2 not so great turnovers, but thank goodness for LaSalle that Salesianum threw the ball away, didn't take advantage of it.
Let's take a quick break to tell everyone about Great American Pub, our favorite spot to go to before, during, after the game in Conshohocken, Phoenixville, and Wayne. Thanks to Chuck Hempshire and the Hempshire family who have been supporting us for a couple of years now. Check out the rooftop bar. I don't know if today is the day unless they got those heaters running, but boy, balmy spring days to come, we can only hope. Thanks to everyone over there for their support. All right, so a critical moment, I think, Jack, in this first half. Game looking for a little bit of legs, a little bit of stability. What's the key here for LaSalle as Salesianum shows a little bit of full court pressure?
So I think they need to just slow the ball down. They've been making bad passes, both sides. Salesianum on offense and LaSalle on offense. They need to start making better passes, get the ball down the court, and then maybe dribble it out. Hayes Altamari, great ball handler. Nick Meary as well. Just to, they're passing it to each other right now. So just control the ball. Don't take any stupid shots.
Of note there, and I didn't have the ticker going in my head, but when you loft that ball up as the clock has been going, the 10-second clock doesn't, say, expire or get waved off as they lose the ball there until Neary catches the ball. Sometimes that floater at 8.5 seconds, that puts you in a tough spot and can lead to a 10-second violation.
They got to be careful with the amount of turnovers they're having because that's going to have Salesianum just have a free path right back into the game.
Yeah. And wholesale substitutions for the Explorers at that last timeout. Preston Washington into the game for the first time. Erfel back into the game, and Will Bear into the game for the first time.
Alex, I know you're a big fan of Erfel and what he can do.
Yeah, and I did watch him play slightly over the summer with LaSalle during Philly Live while I was working with City of Basketball Love with Josh Verlin, and we watched LaSalle play against a very good team against Dover High School, and they were great. And Erfel just was able to get so many shots off with very little time to play, and I think he's going to translate very well into the varsity stage.
They cut it to 7 on a nice drive to the hoop by Wright. 4 minutes to play. Here's Preston Washington into the game.
In a JV game, Erfel was really good. He came up really big against Father Judge. It was a tie game. He had at first they were down by 3, and then he had 2 threes in a row to put him up by 3, and then they ended up winning.
That's terrific timing on that comment too there, Jack, as he knocks down his first triple attempted here today. Salesianum, they get the answer right back. Will Bear, they want to double him, not a traditional ball handler. And this feels like an important period of time here, Will, with this particular group of guys on the floor. Erfel certainly a scorer, and Hayes can do it as well. But that's really, from a standpoint here, a lot of the traditional offensive threats are sitting on the bench right now.
Absolutely. And you don't mind that shot from Erfel, but like you said, it looked like LaSalle was maybe a little out of sort. Hayes Altamari and Nick Neary both on the floor, so and Preston Washington, really 3 guys that can play the point. So you'd hope that they'd be able to get into the offense, but the run and jump / zone look from Salesianum, they're just kind of doubling everywhere. Got LaSalle all out of sorts.
And McHugh comes to the scorer's table, as does Nick Parisi. R.J. Johnson is fouled in the act of shooting.
R.J. Johnson's going to have a major weight room advantage on everyone except probably Grayson McHugh in this game. You saw him earlier just go right at Braden Erfel, get a foul call there. That time, the same story.
I tell you what, football players, man, and they got a little bit of skill like Grayson does, like R.J. does. You've seen it. Newcastle, 2014. Alex and I were talking about this week. It's actually a little bit close to home for LaSalle fans because the team they beat was LaSalle. And Najee Walls is sitting on the bench right now helping to coach this club. But 5 Division I football recruits. To my recollection, none of them went to play college basketball. They all went to play Division I football. They beat LaSalle in the state championship game in 2014. So as LaSalle builds this football program and builds this basketball program, it does not need to be in 2 different silos by any stretch. Nice save there by Erfel, and not a good giveaway by Neary.
This LaSalle team's been really loose with the ball in the first half. I mean, Salesianum gave the ball away what felt like 10 times in the first quarter, and LaSalle's matching that in the second.
That will be a challenge in any Philadelphia Catholic League game because you have long, athletic teams every single night. And once that becomes your kryptonite, that gets on film and everybody sees it. So this is a good time to work on it. As Neary goes inverted. Kick out. Nick Parisi for 3.
2 for 2 from that far left wing spot. Nick Parisi feeling better today after Holy Ghost.
Johnson. McHugh does a terrific job, but that's great vision for R.J. Johnson. LaSalle fell asleep defensively.
Yeah, it was Parisi ball watching. Back cut right behind his back, easy layup.
Kajubi on the lay-in. Erfel is fouled, draws the contact against Dominic Downs.
Erfel's shooting is going to translate to varsity right away. The dribble drive and the rip drive is going to take a while because he is skinny out there.
Well, I think about some guys right down the road at Villanova that came in as pure shooters, and by the end of their careers, they were dynamite off the dribble because, again, they develop a little bit of quickness, but just because that threat of the 3 was so poignant. And the 2 guys I'm thinking of off the top of my head are Corey Stokes and Chris Jenkins. You know, a little bit of different body type between Jenkins and Erfel, no doubt. Big smooth. But I like it. I think this young man has a lot ahead of him in a LaSalle uniform. Exciting to see.
And the stroke looks great from the line and from beyond the arc. 5 points in the first half for the kid. Boy, this is a long athletic lineup here with Okabata, O'Brien, and McHugh back in the game.
And there you go, as if on command. Okabata, solid. And that should have been a goaltend, and it will be. Good call by that official there, but a better job by LaSalle. You talk about process-oriented. How about 4 guys beating the other 4 of Salesianum down the floor?
And not to nitpick, Bob, but you would think in film, maybe when they go back and look at that, instead of a double clutch layup by Okabata, I know he's really athletic. He has Joey O'Brien, Parisi, all those guys running with him. Dump it off for an easy layup.
And like you said, Bob, it was a great job of all getting back, which they've been struggling with, of getting everyone back to both offense and defense.
Okabata pulls it back. Parisi, deeper 3 this time, and could not fall. On the other side, it was not a good save by R.J. Johnson. Set up an open opportunity there for LaSalle in transition. Scramble for the basketball, and LaSalle, I think, should think about one shot here.
And Amar Stukes and Ryan Ansel both at the same time just kind of put their hands up like, slow down, fellas. End-to-end basketball. Let's try to get one good possession here. If a layup presents itself, great. If not, let's take the last one.
Well, a layup presented itself for Grayson McHugh. Good finish.
McHugh always wants to get to that left shoulder, the little right baby hook. It's a bit of his move.
Stay with us at halftime, by the way. We have something new, something fun that we'll introduce a couple minutes into half.
Five seconds on the clock. They've got to go.
And it'll be a step back 3 for right at the horn. Well defended by LaSalle. That one won't count. Look out below as that one hits the speaker. But it is a 34-20 game here at the half. LaSalle leads over Salesianum. Stay with us and we'll be back in 1 minute.
Show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Sports fans, welcome to Gentili's. Before the game or after the game, you don't have to travel far anymore. Come out to Gentili's Pizza in Exton for the best cheesesteaks and pizza you'll ever eat in your life, and I guarantee it. Let me take you inside and show you what we're all about. I mean, come on, look at that cheesesteak. Sliced ribeye, sauteed fried onions on a beautiful Karanji seeded roll. Cooper sharp cheese. That, my friends, is a slam dunk. So come to Gentili's for your best cheesesteak that you ever had in your life. And this is the Charlie Pizza. Got Pecorino Romano. And we top it off with a little hot honey. Gentili's Pizza, Exton, PA. Can't wait to see you after the game.
Okay, here we go, folks. Welcome back. And we have our first ever Bush League Open putting contest. This is for $1,000 for tuition, for for food, for books, whatever it might be.
The class of 2015 and their annual Bush League Open has sponsored a 94-foot putt. Each game, each home game, one student will be selected. You'll have a chance to make a 94-foot putt. The ball must go through the hole on the other side. Not be short, not hang around the edge. It's got to go through. All the way through, you get one putt for $1,000 that has to be spent at the school. So that's the disclaimer. You can spend it on tuition. You can spend it in the campus store. You can spend it on a service trip, activity fee. Just has to be spent here with Salle, but it's $1,000. It's been donated generously by the class of 2015 to the Bush League Open. So, our first participant, senior Shane McLaughlin. Shane, when you're ready, one putt. Here we go.
I got to tell you, I like our guy, Chris Carabello, emceeing that, and we're going to have to get a wireless mic or a headset on him so that we can have that right onto our broadcast. But thanks to Bush League Open and the class of 2015 for doing that. That was terrific, and I tell you what, Will, I think that's just – oh, now I got to take that off. I'm sorry for sending everyone into but my goodness, what a cool thing that is there, Will. What do you think? You wish you would have had something like that when you were a student here?
It's absolutely awesome, Bob, and I think it's good because it gets the students involved, right? You want to see bigger and bigger student sections. You want to see the guys coming out and supporting the team. And if the thought of $1,000 gets them to come out and support the team, that's great.
I tell you what, I do wonder if those class of 2015 guys were starting to sweat a little bit in the first iteration of this. It almost goes in. Oh, man. Well, let's have some fun with that going forward. Well, stay tuned with us if you would. We'll be right back here on Bob Long Sports, and the second half is
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue. Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interests? Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches.
He's gone!
The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions. the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. With exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America. Make your business the place for the next must-see event.
Next Play Basketball is an AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. They offer camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls 3rd to 11th graders. They teach the next play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They are hosting spring tryouts on January 11th.
More people are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the outstanding customer service and the extraordinary selection of Infiniti vehicles. Like the all-new 2025 QX80, it's unlike any luxury SUV you've ever experienced. With an all-new design and groundbreaking technology, the Infiniti QX80 has set a new standard in its class. Come experience the QX80 and the entire Infiniti lineup at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove. To be sure.
First-time homebuyer, seasoned investor, looking to sell a property from the Poconos to the Greater Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia and surrounding areas, all the way to the Jersey Shore. I'm your guy. Speaking of the shore, if you're not down here right now in Ocean City watching this game live, you need to give me a call because you should be down here experiencing the beautiful Jersey Shore with us in your own beach house.
Welcome back, folks. Second half about to get underway here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Will Ryan, Jack McGuire, Alex Shevchuk, and Brady Joyce back in the house, baby, with his embroidered or initialed Philadelphia Catholic League soccer and his Bob Long Sports hat, which is terrific. We appreciate him representing here today. How's it feel to be back? I'm going to have you, Will, talk on Brady's behalf, I suppose, but how does it feel to be back?
Oh, it's great to be back. It's always good to be in this gym. Good to watch LaSalle basketball. Good to see former teammates, see former coaches. Saw Connor Cyberlick, saw Joe McGarity, obviously talked to Ryan Ansel. Some of these guys were my teammates, too. I was telling Jack earlier, Grayson McHugh was on JV my senior year, but we practiced together. Hayes started a bunch of games my senior year. And Nick Parisi played spot minutes his sophomore year as well. So I got to play with some of these guys, so it's cool to watch them as they're older.
And a really nice back cut there by Nick Neary. Good find from the high post. Good start to the second half for LaSalle, 36-20. By the way, I do need to amend or atone for my mistake in the first half there, as there's a bucket from the corner by Dominic Downs. The Bush League Open and the putting contest at halftime. Chris Carabello said class of 2015, and I just repeated it. These guys are from the class of 2011, so we got a lot more of those to come. Very exciting. Almost drained the putt from 94 feet. And if you're just joining us, yeah, we're going to have that on Bob Long Sports all year long. Thanks to those guys for their generosity in donating to the program and potentially to a student that would make a 94-footer.
I might have to get on that next, Bob.
I think so. Well, we can ask a favor on that one, no doubt. There's a three for Joey O'Brien. Shows the ability to knock it down from deep.
I mean, and he has just progressed so much in his shooting capability from last year as more of a defender and athletic dunker. And this year he can play all three levels, and he's been doing such a great job offensively and defensively for the Explorers.
What created that shot, Alex, was getting the ball inside to Neary in the post. Bob talks about it all the time, how he loves to go inverted. Gets the defense to turn their head, able to hit the top of the key to Joey O'Brien, wide open triple, knocks it down.
Well, and the reason I like it is because you put defenders in uncomfortable positions, right? Now everyone's getting a little bit more versatile, but not every under 6-foot guard is going to be all that comfortable defending Neary when he gets his back to the basket, or not every wing or 4 guard is going to be comfortable going out and trying to defend Joey O'Brien at the perimeter. Really good offense there from LaSalle, and just a bit short-armed by Neary.
Yeah, he was off balance when he caught that. He does such a great job at playing off of 2, but there it was off balance.
That 3 is good. Latrell Wright putting up a nice afternoon, cuts it back to 13.
Big-time triple with Grayson McHugh contesting it in the corner, too. That's 6'8" with a lot of length running at you. No problem for Latrell Wright.
Could not answer with the 3. Neary got 2 hands on it, but it's ripped away by 2 Sallies. 3-on-2, runs right through Hayes out to Mare, and part of me wonders is if he just takes the hit and goes down there, if that's not a charge, but it's really hard to call that a charge when he's the one standing after the contact. You're not with me on that one, Will, are you?
No, I honestly don't really have too strong of an opinion there, right? Let's see Altamare. He is straight up. Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like legal guarding position, and it could be a no call.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I agree with Will there.
Yeah.
I think that was great defense, and he Downs might have lost his balance a little bit, but I would have just played on from there.
Yeah. I don't think it's a charge, but I don't know if it was a block.
Yep. And then, of course, really tough to let that much contact go without any type of call. Give the offensive player credit, puts the official in a tough spot, and that's a nice job by Neary. Much more under control.
And he finds the middle of the zone. It's a really, really nice job by Neary.
Wright starting to heat up. Have to find him in transition.
Bob, the pressure that LaSalle shows, if they don't get a steal, it leaves them susceptible to transition looks.
And there's another steal. It's by Wright. Latrell Wright, unabashed, getting to the hole. And Joey O'Brien, I don't think reestablished himself.
Nope.
But they let it play on.
You're absolutely correct, Bob, and this could be a huge momentum shift.
Halfway down, and Neary tips it out of bounds.
Bob, you're absolutely right. What Bob is talking about right there is Joey O'Brien makes an incredible play to get a block down on the other end of the court, then gets the ball when he's coming back into bounds. He needs to get 2 feet in bounds. And there's a technical foul for Salesianum, and I think their coach has every right to kind of be upset there because Joey O'Brien did not reestablish that led to that transition. Now, luckily, no foul or no bucket led up for Salesianum. They got lucky, but Nick Parisi got a wide open 3 because Joey O'Brien came running from out of bounds and got the rebound.
Yeah, and it's very clear that Joey did not have both feet in bounds. Tough break there for the Sallies.
And it's Parisi who shoots the technical free throws despite him really struggling this year, Jack.
Yeah, and you said earlier, under 50%. I'm shocked by the fact that they chose Nick Parisi over the other 4 guys.
And you probably know better than I, but I think Hayes Altamari is one of the better free throw shooters in the Philadelphia Catholic League, period. I mean, the guy's played 51 games for varsity for LaSalle, which is an incredibly high number, right? You don't see a 3-year varsity guy that often.
Yeah, definitely. And Hayes Altamari does a great job of doing the little things. He's not, like you said, his scoring's going down this year, but like his leadership, he's a captain. It's everything else is going up, his assists, so it's great to see.
Love every point everyone's making. Can I offer a counterpoint?
Let's hear it.
Hayes, I'm going to guess, doesn't shoot the volume of foul shots that Nick Parisi does. A lot of contact. No foul called there. And I think you want to get Nick Parisi going, give him some confidence, give him as many live reps as you possibly can. All this is building towards Catholic League play, and you know he has it in him. I don't think Hayes Altamari shooting those 2 is going to impact his percentage later in the year. It might for Nick Parisi.
Well, that is a great point, and I think that's something that they need to work on, not just in game, but definitely in practice. They should spend a good amount of time in practice to practice Nick Parisi's free throws.
I love this here. Ryan Ansell, oh man, known him for a long, long time. Love what he's trying to do there. So that ball was very clearly tipped on the pass, like very clearly. So much so that it went off target and hit the official in the back while he was looking the other direction. He didn't know which way it was. The other official from the other side of the floor makes the correct call. And they're saying, hey, if you guys didn't see it, just call it a jump ball.
No,
Ain't gonna happen.
It's savvy by Ryan. And then on that last little stack there, Grayson McHugh with a block and then a layup on the other end. But that time he commits the foul for an and one for Salesianum.
That's one, as soon as you make that contact, you know it's not strong contact there if you're McHugh, and you know that one's going to be an and one as soon as you start to break that verticality.
And Kajubi is kind of like an undersized 4, but he's given great minutes for Salesianum today, has been able to defend at a high level, and there with the and one.
Solid box out position there for Grayson McHugh.
Feels like free throw shooting's at a premium in today's game.
Sure is. Parisi, straight line drive, able to give it up. That's great offense. Altamare couldn't hit it. And Parisi called for the reach. Just the third team foul by LaSalle here in this third quarter.
And Alex, like you were saying earlier, although Nick hasn't been scoring that much, he has no trouble finding the confidence to drive and shoot or do anything like he was last year or the year before.
And yeah, and kind of like what Coach Ansel's decision there was by putting Nick Parisi on the technical free throws, like Bob was saying, is we want him to get more shots and get him back into his rhythm. He has been out of basketball, live basketball, for a little bit of the summer until the season, so it's going to be not that easy to get right back in.
And it's great for Nick Parisi to realize that Coach Ansel trusts him like with 2 free throws, even though he hasn't been executing.
And a better job by Coach Ansel there as well, recognizing that Nick Parisi was in trouble, as I still think the full complement of timeouts, maybe less one, and takes one there.
Yeah, that's an exceptional job by Coach Ansel, knowing time score situation, seeing his guy having trouble getting across the timeline. Takes a timeout and allows them to, draw up a ATO, as they kind of say. Brad Stevens was famous for his after timeouts. Let's see if Coach Ansel can draw something up and maybe get a quick bucket, a quick hitter.
And Jack, real quick, back to that defensive possession. That was LaSalle going into a 2-3 zone. They've been mixing and matching zones over the and different defensive alignments over the course of the day. That time the ball never got inside the three-point line. As a defense, you'll take that 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and Coach Ansel, he's just really good at making adjustments, realizing what Salesianum and other teams are in, and changing his formation, because it's not easy to change mid-play to adjust your offense when the defense comes out in different formations.
Absolutely, and some of that's a personnel thing too, isn't it, Alex, who's on the floor for LaSalle?
I mean, there are many great options. I mean, as we can see here, Preston Washington and Frank Gilbert is in the game, but then in the first quarter you see Max Okabata and Braden Erfel in the game. LaSalle's coming in with different weapons, and they're trying to see what works best, and it's just, again, a new process under Coach Ryan Ansel.
Parisi, there's that soft stroke there. 4 ticks on the rim and goes down. The shooter's roll. Okabata, you just mentioned him, Alex, out onto the floor. Two for 2. Next up for this team, by the way, is a trip to Harrisburg for a 3-day tournament after Christmas. That'll be exciting to see what that team can do. We won't be out there, but we'll be ready to go for January 3rd on the road at Newman Goretti and the fortnight of Philadelphia Catholic League regular season basketball. O'Brien with the steal. He's going to play a huge part in this team's success this year.
Looked like that could have been a walk on Preston Washington. Jabbed with the left and then took off with the right foot. Maybe got away with one.
Speaking about Preston Washington, he's a phenomenal ball handler, and he has a bunch of open shots, but he's just an unselfish player and wants to get his teammate shots just like Hayes Altamari. But he's a good shooter. I've seen him knock down a bunch of threes in practice. It'd be great to see him start shooting the ball when they get into Catholic League play.
And he got that started there with a nice outlet pass to Okabata, who then found Parisi.
Boy, and that's just 2 different plays from Parisi. One attacking, aggressive. The other pulling up in the mid-range at the elbow, heavily contested, doesn't even get the shot off, right? You want to just show that film to them and be like, hey, go to the rim. You might get fouled or you're finished. Instead of, pulling up and taking a bad shot that it's as good as a turnover.
Great kick out. Open 3. It was halfway down that time for Nasir Logan. And a foul is called inside against the Explorers.
I feel like Tim Brando there, the Iron Unkind.
Iron Unkind. Oh, man. He's got some opinions on college football, huh? If you happen to follow him on Twitter. My goodness. I like him when he's just calling the game straight up.
Yeah, I hear you. I saw a picture. He was in Friartown. There was a picture of him and Patino the night before the St. John's Providence game. That would have been a fun dinner table to be at.
Sure would have been. By the way, Providence did it right. As a tough shot won't go for Latrell Wright. Kind of avoided the contact because he would have absolutely earned a foul if he just went straight up. O'Brien, look at that pass. Okabata for 3. It's good. And it's a 20-point lead for LaSalle.
Unselfish basketball. Incredible play by Joey O'Brien. Jack.
Yeah, and again, Joey O'Brien with the nice pass, but that wouldn't have been possible without Preston Washington's vision. So, like, him and Joey O'Brien's nice passes in a row.
Okabata, that's a strong finish there. I think some folks in this gym were thinking, hey, feed that up and off the backboard with a little bit of pace, and Joey O'Brien will bring the house down.
Thinking maybe a little contact. I don't know. It looks like maybe a little contact, but great finish with the left by Okabata. I tell you what, for just a sophomore, guys, playing his 6th or 7th varsity basketball game. That's really exceptional by the kid.
This portion of today's game brought to you by Mishak Physical Therapy and Associates. They've been treating their community with physical therapy and chiropractic care for 20 years. Mishak Physical Therapy has many specialties, including sports injury treatment, sports injury treatment and concussion treatment. They have 5 clinics conveniently located throughout Berks, Montgomery, and Chester counties. They're direct access, meaning no referral is needed for most insurances, and they accept most insurance plans. Appointments available 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. in all locations on most days. Saturday appointments also available. Visit them online at mishakpt.com or call 610-327-2600 for new patient scheduling. All right, Friartown, Alex, we were talking about. They got it right because on the redo, on the naming rights, I mean, the dunk was unbelievable. It's like, how are you going to replace that? Well, the amp is pretty cool as well, I think. I think they got that one right. You're like, you know what? I'm going south, Bob, for college. I don't know what to tell you about Providence, Rhode Island. Stunned silence.
Yeah, Bob, I mean, if you see what I got on right here, I got a Florida Gator.
Just looking forward to the swamp.
Oh, yeah.
So on that defensive possession there, number 1, I thought it could have been a hook on R.J. Johnson there. Getting around the defender looked like it could have been either a hook on the offense or, if not, the defender's hand was right in there. Maybe a foul there, and then on the back end it was a foul on Braden Erfel swiping down. It's number 11, Kevin Coleman, at the line.
Alex, how goes the college search? And, have you enjoyed the SEC, the grind of an SEC schedule this year?
I mean, yeah, Bob, just as hard as the SEC schedule is, it is to get into the schools. It is very competitive. And, well, I'm just looking back to hear from South Carolina and Tennessee
Good for you,
and
man.
Florida State, bring ACC into there as well. But
there you go.
Looking forward for the college transition.
Awesome. So a 10-second violation, hands it back to Salesianum.
And you've got Nick Neary and Preston Washington both on the court. That's your 2, quote-unquote point guards. You got to have a little bit better awareness there. Nick Haggerty into the game, number 21 for Salesianum. He can shoot the ball a little bit. And it looked like they ran a stagger for him.
And Washington picks up the personal foul, and that is in the bonus now. Salesianum in the bonus for the last 9 seconds of the third quarter, but 2 foul shots coming up. That's a shame there too, right, Alex? Because, I get you're being aggressive, but Salesianum out of sorts, 50 feet from the basket, under 10 seconds to go, and you hand them 2 foul shots.
I mean, just slow it down and let the game come to LaSalle. I mean, they're up by 20 points here, and I think Ryan Ansel just needs to slow it down.
Here comes the second. That one's no good, and it'll be LaSalle basketball.
hopefully they can get this one across half court and then get a good look for, I think they're going to go for Braden Erfel in the corner.
Washington traveled. It's a good call. It's a good call by that official. And so I can hear it through my headset. Next play, next play. That's right. But now they got to get a stop here. They've built themselves a nice cushion, but if Salesianum wants any shot to get back into it, ending the third quarter with some momentum will put him in that spot.
Boy, lucky that 2 hands weren't called there on Erfel.
No good, and that will end it. Washington with a pretty nice heave all the way down the floor, caught just the bottom of the netting. But we go to the fourth quarter, and LaSalle in control, 55-34. A pretty complete effort by this Explorer team here today. This portion of today's game brought to you by Ballard Dermatology, offering comprehensive medical and cosmetic skin care. They provide early detection and treatment of skin cancer, treatment of all skin conditions, and many cosmetic options to reduce sun damage and help you love your skin. Visit them online at balladdermatology.com or call Dr. Mary Griffin at 610-664-3300. Healthy skin starts here. E&M Insurance, an independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. Owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989. E&M can help provide solutions for your business or personal insurance on all levels, excelling at providing the best coverage at the best rates. Maybe you have a youthful age driver, actually just referred Chris somebody that has a son and a daughter coming onto their driving plan, and their rates tripled. That's right, tripled. That's right, Brady and Will and Jack and Alex, your parents' rates triple. But if maybe Chris Marr, you give him a call 15 minutes of your time, I think some other insurance company said that, he might be able to help you out. Call him at 215-368-9556. So thank you, parents. All right, now LaSalle pops out and again changes the defense as they're sliding in a 3-2 zone. Open 3 in the corner. And it will stay here. Okabata did a nice job finding a body, because sometimes, Will, it can be hard to defensive rebound out of a zone.
I thought the same thing there, Bob. Unfortunately, LaSalle doesn't get the ball out of that, but when you go back and do a film study, you say, hey, Max, great job on that, and he gets rewarded with the steal there. Nice deflection by Preston Washington as well, and they slow it down, which is a beautiful thing to see. Up 21. Let's not get into a track meet here. Let's be smart with our possessions.
Because that is what Salesianum would like, is a track meet. Deep 3 for Braden Erfel. What a play! Not going to come up with anything. Okabata slow to get up behind the play. That is an unbelievable effort. Washington takes the contact, and the LaSalle bench doesn't like that call. You all can be the judge at home. Washington, I thought, did a terrific job getting into position there. Tough one there. Thought the offensive player maybe a bit out of control as well. Kevin Coleman, though, was nothing if not aggressive, getting to the hole and forced a call to be made. Now he's rewarded with 2 shots at the line.
And I can see Preston mouthing to that back referee that ball doesn't lie. And he's arguing he's arguing for a charge there, and he's making his case by ball doesn't lie.
Yeah. Not the best thing to say to an official. Wouldn't recommend that.
No.
And don't think that that's good at all.
You can perhaps argue the merits of your defensive alignment and positioning, but
boy,
you know what? I think a great broadcaster once said, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
Nice job by Washington to pull it out, though.
Absolutely. He's done a nice job in this fourth quarter early here with that in mind. Playing at the right cadences, Washington. And with Neary not on the floor, that's his role, right? I mean, he needs to be the conductor.
Neary just playing in the post right now. So it's Washington at the point and Neary almost like a pseudo 4.
You're right. There he is, hidden in the post. I didn't even see him there. Yeah, and he draws the foul.
It's positionless in that, Washington, Erfel, Okabata, Neary, none of them you'd call a 4, right? You have a clear 5 on the floor, then you kind of have two guys that can play the point and two wings. I guess going away from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 style of basketball.
And to your point here, Jack, as we look at this replay, as Neary misses the first, the 1 through 5 on the floor, look where he is. He's up top. What's the goal there in terms of McHugh not being in the post in a position like that?
I mean, like we said earlier, it's what for Salesianum, clearing out of the lane when you want to drive and get an open layup. It's a huge role in the big man. Like he's not going to touch the ball. He's not going to even like get a look, but by him clearing out, it sets the whole play up. It sets the offense up. It gives Neary 2 shots. So, I mean, it's a great job by McHugh to understand his role there and to execute it.
Particularly when Salesianum is playing a man defense and R.J. Johnson's on the floor. He's got to come with McHugh or make some sort of decision, some sort of concession. Grayson McHugh is called for the foul. Boy, I tell you what, though, that's a terrific effort, whether that's a foul or clean up top. You love Grayson McHugh sending that message up at the rim. Man.
And it looked like the ref signaled that it was a hit up top. It was not with the body, which, you know, sometimes when you see a clean block and you're like, oh, what'd I do? It was like a hit with the body. Well, no, the ref said there that it was a hit up top. So let you be the judge at home.
He may have pieced the right hand slightly.
It's just an excuse to look at Grayson McHugh in slow-mo get above the rim. It's a heck of a play. It's a heck of a play.
"20-point game now with 6 minutes and 20 seconds. I think LaSalle now really has to just slow the ball down. I don't know if taking a 3 here is unless you waste like 40 seconds off the clock. I don't know if taking a 3 is what you want. I think they should work it down, get Grayson out of the lane like they did on the last play. Well, first get it past half court.
Yep, they're doing a nice job there, settling things down. Nick Neary, a lot of contact. LaSalle wants the foul, and they're going to get it on the second opportunity.
And the Sallies are going to try to go against LaSalle and trying to slow it down. They're coming out in the diamond press and did a good job of defending it for the most part. But once they got into their man, Nick Neary just draw the contact and foul.
Neary hits the first. By the way, our good buddy Matt Paul is down to our right here keeping stats for LaSalle High School. Normally the best dressed guy in the stands here today. But when our guy Brady, when there's a young man on the Salesianum side that is a manager, and when he brings water down, I want you to try to get a close-up on him when he stands up next, because I'm sorry, Matt Paul, you've just been bested. Doesn't need to be now, but there's a young man who is dressed to the nines, and I love that. He's in the holiday spirit and yet can dress up with the best of them. So you got to shout out the managers here, of which we have 3 sitting on our broadcast panel.
LaSalle going without a 5 here. Joey O'Brien, Max Okabata, Braden Erfel, Nick Parisi, and Hayes Altamare. Hayes will be the pseudo point guard here.
Oh, there he is. Heck yeah. I wish I could pull off that jacket. Way to go, young man. And good luck with managing and whatever else you do in your basketball career. Good move to avoid Hayes Altamare. Strong finish by Kabali Kajubi. No need to rush here for LaSalle. Joey O'Brien, though, he says, I'll take that. Tried to go behind the back to find Nick Parisi.
And then a bump on Erfel there. LaSalle has struggled against the full court pressure. When Preston Washington was in the game, there was 2 turnovers. One was a 10-second call, I guess, of the team turnover variety, and then another travel. And then there, Hayes Altamare, he was all alone going up against some pressure, and he couldn't get it across either. So that's something that LaSalle's really going to need to figure out before Catholic League play starts. As a great energy-giving behavior there. Joey O'Brien. I'm going to take the charge, and we're going to get an extra possession. Great job, young man.
Yeah, and I think he saw him putting that right shoulder down all day, extends the arm right in front of the official. Easy call. It's a heady play by a guy who, yeah, he's played plenty of basketball in his career, but didn't spend any of the summer or fall playing. That's a veteran-type play. And that is not Nick Parisi's best play, but he's going to get away with it. He just got hammered. And quite frankly, that could be a flagrant one.
Bob, I absolutely agree, and I think that they should probably huddle up here. Ryan Ansel and Amar Stooks are talking about it. It looks like they're going to get the officials together. What I can't believe is it looked like the call came from the back official. Am I wrong there?
That's exactly right.
They say basket's good. Neither of the other two officials must have seen it because it's going to be hard to get a flagrant there if only the back official calls that hammer
and you
to
know
the
what?
nose. And Parisi's had concussion issues in the past. You're lucky that he's all right.
Yeah. And R.J. Johnson not thrilled as he goes to the bench. Gets catcalled a bit by some of the folks here on the LaSalle side of things. Probably as good a thing as any by Trevison to get him off the floor. It's a heady move by the Salesianum coach. Down 22, the last thing you want is for this to devolve into anything. I'll say this, and we have a lot of official friends that watch this broadcast and I've had the opportunity to learn a lot from, and quite frankly, it's changed the way I've called the game, so I appreciate that. It is really hard at certain angles that looks really clear to us. You know, you don't know what angle they may or may not have being on the baseline. So a good job for the officials to get the call right, even if it was just one of the officials making that call.
And Bob, this is a 21-point affair, but LaSalle's playing up and down basketball, and Nick Parisi just gets called for a push-off.
Yeah, and that's the right call as well and the wrong decision on a couple of fronts.
Yeah, they're going a million miles per hour right now. We've had turnovers in the backcourt. We've had turnovers in the front court. LaSalle, they're lucky they're up 21 right now, right? They need to be a little bit smarter, a little bit more deliberate. Like, if there's a layup, great. If there's a wide open three, great. You've got guys that you should be able to trust on the court, but my goodness, the decision-making, and we saw this against Carver as well. We've seen this in other games. They just need to be more sound.
Yeah, I agree exactly with you, Will. I mean, look at the scoreboard and just settle down.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, you know, now it's a 19-point game, and Latrell Wright has a chance to score with the clock stopped. It is a learning opportunity. Again, I mean, we keep saying that. Learning a lot before Catholic League play starts because you have a young Max Okabata who's coming off the floor, a young Braden Erfel now starting to get time. Yes, Hayes Altamare and Nick Parisi, veteran guys, but three guys coming from the football field, potentially a fourth at some point very soon, right? And so trying to jive all of that together will take time. It's the advantage and detriment of having a terrific football program and two-sport athletes is great. You get the benefit of those terrific athletes. Not so great. You start a lot later than everybody else in terms of everybody playing together. Joey O'Brien, yes, sir.
A little off-2 action.
Oh, great look inside. Contact. And Kai Applenup will shoot two at the line.
Well, now Salesianum is going to shoot two no matter what after these fouls for the rest of the game.
Right.
And as LaSalle, you don't want any chance of them coming back, but if you're going to continue to foul and they're going to continue to get two shots, I mean, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for LaSalle to just not foul and not let them even have a chance of coming back in the game.
Applenup, the 6'3", 6'4" freshman for the Sallies here, could be something like a pretty pivotal piece for them in the next upcoming years. Next year, Latrell Wright is still a junior, and he could be another piece that could be joining this team as number 12 R.J. Johnson graduates.
And he knocks both of them down. Still half of this quarter to go here, Jack. It's an eternity in high school basketball, especially when you're forcing high school teams to go 94 feet handling the basketball. Fortunate and a heck of a tap there by Nick Parisi. Now you just pull this back and not do that. He just lost his footing. Joey O'Brien bails it out again. No need.
Oh, boy. I think this LaSalle team would be well served to take a timeout the next time they possess the basketball. There's another foul.
Yeah.
Lucky for it not to be an and one.
Jack McCabe picks it up. It's an opportunity for this team to learn how to handle late game situations, and we've talked about it a lot, right? I mean, they went from a team 2 years ago before Ryan came involved as the head coach that was losing big. You lose big, and then you start to build a program, and sometimes that turns into losing small. I think that's what happened last year. And then you turn into winning small, and then if things go really well, you start to win big, right? And that's culture, development, bringing the right talent on board, all of these things. And so the jump that you're hoping for this year, I think, Jack, is winning small, right? I mean, if you're going down that cadence. And so learning to win games like this, yeah, this isn't as clean as they'd like it to be. Count it and one. But these are the experiences you need to have.
Absolutely. And you got Jack McCabe in there. It's a tough situation for the kid. He's an undersized junior who hasn't played the entire game. You put him in to try to break a press. It's absolutely a learning situation, but you don't want this learning situation to turn into, it's a 15, maybe 14-point ball game here and they're stopping the clock every time that there's you're letting them score with the clock stopped.
And Salesianum, they're definitely not a bad team at all, and the LaSalle is in one of the best leagues out there. So a Philadelphia Catholic League team starting up against their Catholic League opponents, they're not going to just take getting 5 fouls early in the fourth quarter lightly if they're down. They're going to come back, they're going to knock them down, and LaSalle needs to – that's a worry for LaSalle. They need to talk about winning small. They need to control the ball and – just not let a team crawl back.
And Jack, to your point, and Bob, this is to your point as well, right? If you're going from losing small to winning small, what do you need to do? You need to be good in certain situations. You need to be good in end of game. You need to be able to break the press. You need to be able to knock down free throws, right? And you've got talent. There's no doubt about it, right? You got guys that can really score the ball. You got a lot of athleticism on the court. The next step, right, is just being smarter and continuing to grow in those certain aspects of the game that go from a losing team to a winning team, right? And you look at games like, Upper Dublin maybe, Abington Friends and Malvern so far. Malvern, you knock down free throws, you win that game, right? Upper Dublin, maybe you knock down free throws, maybe you do something different, you win that game. Abington Friends, you could do things differently, right? We're seeing, some carryover from last year when they were losing small. They're still losing small early this season, and they haven't really won a tight game yet. Maybe the Holy Ghost game, I guess that was a 6-point affair, but you beat Holy Ghost by 25 last year, then this year it's 6. You need to continue to grow and you need to continue to get better. Salesianum in a little 2-3 on the baseline out of bounds.
And how they're going to get back into winning those games is doing the little things like you said. Like right now they need to knock down their free throws. They need to break the press. Those are two really big things that are going to help them win small against Catholic League teams. And the 6-point affair with Holy Ghost, they were up by a lot, and they let them come back. So LaSalle needs to chill out at the game, pull the ball out, and not let them come back at all.
And you'll take wide open threes from your best shooter like that. That's a good shot, right? Let's be smart,
after
be intentional.
A paint touch.
Exactly. Let's be intentional offensively. And you got to check out.
It's a good job by Parisi not picking up a foul there.
Yep. Johnson, good finish there. A timeout on the floor. This portion of today's game is brought to you by Mishak Physical Therapy and Associates. They've been treating their community with physical therapy and chiropractic care for 20 years. Mishak Physical Therapy has many specialties, including sports injury treatment and concussion treatment. With 5 clinics conveniently located throughout Berks, Montgomery, and Chester counties, they're direct access, meaning no referral is needed for most insurances, and they accept most insurance plans. Appointments available 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., all locations most days. Saturday appointments are also available. You can visit them online to learn more at mishakpt.com or call 610-327-2600 for new patient scheduling.
And for being 3 days before Christmas, the student section's in their Christmas attire. There's a bunch of teachers here, and there's a bunch of cameramen here. It's a great job to support LaSalle.
Yeah, it's a nice crowd overall. I'd agree with you, Jack.
And another turnover, a dead ball turnover.
Did Hayes step over the line there, or did he?
No, so what it was is Hayes inbounded the ball. They passed it back to Hayes, and they said that he had not established back inbounds. Again, need to get 2 feet inbounds. Funny that conversation happened twice today.
So
nice job by Parisi getting a bloody knife, as some would call it.
And that's got to be, well, it's not, actually, as Neary finishes it. And now a foul is called. And LaSalle collectively appreciates that.
I think that's his 5th foul. Yeah.
And the Explorers have seemed to got into R.J. Johnson's head a little bit. You can see some slight frustration coming from number 12.
Yeah, just a shove in the back there, Parisi, right in front of the official. That's going to get caught every time. Watch R.J. Johnson come in bounds, then a shove in the back. It's not a screen. He's moving. It's pretty intentional.
I think Nick said something to him after the goal or the missed goaltending call and then the bucket. So I think that made him pretty furious.
Parisi missed both, but Neary brings it down, and he's hit. He'll shoot 2 at the line.
And again, I think going over Christmas break, having a nice break for Parisi, I think that he should spend some time shooting some free throws and just get better so that he doesn't, that's a big part of the game, like we've said multiple times already.
You know, and it's probably one tweak away, whether that's physical or mental. And
yeah,
it's you're absolutely right. This is the right time to do it. A little bit of a lighter schedule. And then, like we like to call it, Alex, the fortnight of Catholic League basketball, 40 days and 40 nights, which I've come to learn, Will, by the way, from these guys, and that's not really true, but go with it, that fortnight doesn't mean that. There's another fortnight, apparently. The kids, if you will. And Salesianum is now fouling. They got a quick bucket on one end. Parisi will go to the line, and that is intriguing if they are, again, seeking him out now in some ways to foul.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a time score situation thing or a number 4 has the ball, let's send him to the line thing. I would think it's closer to time score situation, kind of just run and jump, try to get a steal type thing, but man, oh man, he kind of cracked a smile there on that miss. It's almost unbelievable.
Because that's a good stroke. That's halfway down.
And I'll tell you something, Bob. I think everyone in this gym knows that Nick Parisi's probably the best shooter in the gym. But right now, he just cannot make a free throw. And you would think it's mental because he does have a nice stroke.
Yep, that'll come around. Here comes Joey O'Brien. Look out below. Hello. A technical foul has been called against Joey O'Brien. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Unless he said something that we can't see.
Bob, let's talk about how is that not a blocking foul?
My goodness.
He gets the legs cut out from under him. And you know what? The taunting, you don't necessarily hate it, right? Okay, fine. If the ref's going to call a taunt, get the call right first. That's a really dangerous play.
It's a dangerous play.
That he gets his legs taken out. Joey O'Brien's lucky that he's that athletic that he just got above it. But my goodness, that's a dangerous play that they just allowed to happen. And again, the refs do a great job. And this specific ref right here, he's a guy who does high school playoff games. He's one of the best refs in the PCL, and it happens. But man, that's a dangerous play that just got missed. It's a dangerous play.
Will Ryan is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back.
We love to hear it.
Incredible dunk, by the way. Let's not take away from that.
Yep.
Joey O'Brien just went up and over a guy. My goodness.
The student section loved it also.
The reactions in the booth were different. Will's holding his head, freaking out over the play, and I'm on the left here, smacking the top of my head because, wow, that is a head tap by Joey O'Brien. Wow.
And now
get up there.
We got Grayson McHugh with the block on the other end. And Grayson McHugh, he's had a couple of clean blocks. He had that one that they called up at the rim.
That could have been a backcourt. I don't know if Neary was established in the front court there. But LaSalle throws the ball away anyway.
So third time LaSalle's had an issue with establishing themselves either in bounds or past half court.
A quick shout out to our folks at Blocks, and we're going to give Grayson McHugh in that last block our Blocks block of the game. Thanks to Blocks, where you can turn your PA tax liability into need-based scholarships to support your local Catholic school and receive a 90% tax credit refund for doing so. Visit blocks.com/tax credit for more. Will, Who should we talk to post-game here today, huh?
For me, I thought Joey O'Brien played a nice game. I thought Hayes Altamari started the game really well.
I'd go with Joey O'Brien and maybe Hayes also, yeah.
I like it. Hayes was asking me, hey, you got to get me on the broadcast here at some point. So I think if we can get Joey and Hayes, that'd be good.
Yeah, Hayes loves to be featured on the broadcast. I know he always talks about Gentili's and your partnership with Gentili's.
I'd get Coach Ansel on there again also. Yeah, after a great, in the first quarter, great start to the game. He obviously came prepared. And then they saw some adversity at the beginning of the second quarter. And then at halftime, he adjusted. And we saw it. He came out in the zone. He came out in presses. He came out in man. So I'd love to get his point of view on that.
I like it. We'll make sure we talk to head coach Ryan Ansel. And, again, it's always the tough part of trying to call that out ahead of time. And then who knows if someone runs into the locker room. So we'll do our best for Joey and Hayes. I love it. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Riley, Rakowski, and Malloy Funeral Home, an enthusiastic supporter of LaSalle Athletics. Andrew Buda Rakowski sends his best to Coach Ryan Ansel, the student-athletes, and the LaSalle basketball program as a whole. Riley, Rakowski, and Malloy Funeral Home, a proud sponsor. So, late stages here. It's a 72-57 basketball game, and LaSalle, they're in a position now where they can see their way to the end here, get a win, get into Christmas break. Jack, tell us a little bit about the tournament in Harrisburg coming up shortly after the holiday.
So I think that it's a great chance for them to get some reps in. It doesn't count to their actual record, does it? Or does it? Or does it not? Or
it counts to their regular season record, but obviously not their PCL record.
All right. Well, anyways, it's a great chance for them to get reps in preparation for the PCL. And, I think it's important that they start off against the PCL schedule against Newman. I hope that they come out just like they did today, but I hope that they don't give Newman any chance to come back like they did with Salesianum. And I think a big part of that is the little things, the turnovers, and just, executing on their plays.
Frank Gilbert heading to the line with 1:22 left here in the fourth quarter. LaSalle holds a 15-point lead. Both teams in the bonus. We talk about it all the time, but the death of the 1-and-1. Bob, 2 at the line now, NBA style.
That's a classic right there. No more one-on-one.
Yeah.
Straight NBA style.
Games are won and lost at the 1-and-1 at the front end. Not anymore. Gosh, so long I don't even remember what I used to say.
Nice job by Gilbert knocking down 2 free throws.
Down to the last minute, 17, and a foul is called. That'll send Salesianum right back to the line. Right, hits them both. Still a 15-point game. Long, long ways to go. But, man, it starts by turning the ball over there. I think turning it over with 5 is probably the toughest result there. Throwing a home run baseball pass to one-on-one coverage might be the second worst.
Yes,
not as high percentage.
Right, in Catholic League play when there are more athletic, longer, better basketball players, right? That you're not going to get that, and it's a 13-point game, 1 minute and 12 seconds left. Game's not over, and this Salesianum team,
give them some credit, right there.
Absolutely, fighting to the end, and you wonder at what point does Ansel put the starters back in, right, or put some ball handlers back in the game? Because at this point, the bench has been emptied. It's the end of the bench crew in the game right now, and they're going against Salesianum starters, which really, like, you kind of give Salesianum like 2 minutes to, play to the end, right? You don't mind that at all. It's not at a point where this is excessive at all. They're doing the right thing, and LaSalle's getting some guys experience. But from what we saw today, it feels like their starters and their guys that will be playing in Catholic League play kind of need this experience as well.
Yep. Yeah. No doubt about it. Turned out to be a really nice crowd here today as well. Looks like the student section had a unified effort to come in ugly Christmas sweaters. Although I always thought that was a misnomer. Like, are they really ugly? I think they're fantastic. What's ugly about that?
It's just fun, right?
It's just fun,
yeah.
Colorful, engaging.
So the answer to that question is the same lineup is still in the game. It's Frank Gilbert, number 34, Cole Santiago, Jack McCabe, Will Bear, and Pat Flaherty in the game. Mostly starters, some starters still in for Salesianum. And they get the ball into Flaherty, and Flaherty will take it across the timeline.
That was a really good turn there by Flaherty, but he gave it up. Fly into the hole, and a quick bucket for Salesianum. Santiago double-teamed in a tough spot. Able to get rid of it. McCabe is fouled. Nicely done there by McCabe.
McCabe scored against Abington Friends earlier this year. He played significant minutes in that one, 15 minutes. One field goal.
He had a lot of fouls too. He came in. They didn't have any team chemistry. They weren't like how they are right now against Abington Friends. But Jack McCabe coming into that game, although it wasn't too close of a game, he made it really close. He kept getting fouls. He got his time's worth on the floor, and he really showed that he gets to deserve playing time.
And hits two big ones right when they needed it to really start to, again.
The clock is not running, by the way, Bob. Clock's not running. There we go. Now it is. I think it was running.
Yeah.
I think it just didn't show up on the scoreboard. That was a scoreboard malfunction, not a scorekeeper malfunction.
That's right. No, yeah, I would never say anything like that about Jason Isley.
Absolutely
ever.
not. No.
That man knows what he's doing.
No. He was right. He was all over it.
That's
looks
a
like
Daktronics issue where I come from.
Yeah. Jump ball, it'll be LaSalle ball. Sideline out of bounds in the backcourt. Will Bear wide open. Nice job.
Yep, nice job flashing. Gilbert was very patient, and Will Bear is fouled. LaSalle in a bonus the rest of the way.
A couple of Salesianum players asking for a travel there when I think a couple of those same Salesianum players had two hands on Bear.
And now the bench. Wholesale substitutions here for Salesianum. Bear hits the first. And you know what? Credit to this group, this reserve unit for LaSalle. They did, after taking a little bit of a gut punch in this fourth quarter, hung in, and they're going to end up winning by a nice margin here. Student section now learning that when a basket is made, there's no lane violation and no additional free throw coming. God love them. And it's LaSalle basketball, so they got a defensive stop to end it here. LaSalle's going to win the game. Go ahead, Alex.
No, what, Bob, I was going to say when you said Coach Trevisan has cleared the bench out, he's actually just doing defense, offense, trying to chip back into this game.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Good catch there, Alex.
And you got to love that from their coach. I mean, like, even though there's only 20 seconds left, he's still worried about winning this game, which is great to see.
Nice job by McCabe to give that up. Santiago, good find.
Oh, boy.
And Gilbert will dribble this one out. That's your ball game. LaSalle's going to win 78-63. Impressive in large spurts of this game against a traditionally strong powerhouse in Salesianum. It's a good win. I'll leave it to these crew up here. Thanks to Brady for coming back. This was terrific. Will as well. Jack and Alex, great job as always. I'll go down and grab a couple of our victorious LaSalle Explorers.
Yeah, Jack and Alex, I thought that LaSalle did a lot of good things to build on, right? Like you said, Jack, they started the game really well. They won the second quarter after a little bit of a shaky start to the second quarter, right? They finished the half really strong, and that led them to a good start to the third quarter. Stuff to work on, though, right? And it's a lot easier to work on stuff after a win, right? A 15-point win, going into the Christmas break feeling good about yourself. You have a winning record now. You're 4-3. But certainly, things to correct. What did you guys think?
I think that the only thing that they need to focus on right now, before getting into Catholic League play and having this nice break and tournament in Harrisburg, I think that there's three things. I think that, one, they need to really focus on the press, beating the press. I mean, there was like 2 times, and inbounding the ball as well during the press. So those are 2 things. And then the free throws. We got to get better for Nick Parisi on the free throw line. He's a great shooter, and I think that he's totally capable of it, whether, like you and Bob said, if it's mental or physical. But, I mean, like, if he knocks down his free throws, I mean, they're going to go a long way this year.
Absolutely agreed. Alex?
And, Will, like you said earlier, is I think that first practice back and that first film session and just pointing out the little things, and like you said earlier about Nick maybe fixing his defense and fixing his shots that he's taking and transitioning the ball and moving it out. And I think having this break and having some times for themselves and having this rest is essential for this team. And like Will said, they're 4-3, moving in a positive direction now, and I think it's only up from here coming for the PCL season. Harrisburg up next, and just think it's going to be a hard road to go for LaSalle, but definitely can make their way through it.
Absolutely, and full credit to Salesianum. Played hard to the end of the game, last whistle. They've got St. Joe's Prep coming up next on the 27th. Looks like Bob is getting Hayes and Joey right now. We'll send it down to him shortly.
Joined by the members of the winning LaSalle basketball team here today, Hayes Altamari and Joey O'Brien. Congrats on a great effort. Start with you, Hayes. Salesianum, traditionally a very good program. They won a state championship in Delaware just 2 years ago. For them to come into your house here today, it's a nice challenge. How did you guys rise to the occasion?
I mean, coming off of last year when we went to third place, we had a hard loss, but we were close. So we knew that this year with the pieces that we have and the preparation that the coaches have been putting on us, that we knew we could come out of here with a win, and executed, did everything we had to do, and ultimately we got the win.
You were very aggressive off the bounce early, and I thought that set the tone. Walk us through some of those early opportunities.
I mean, it's just the trust of my coaches, always telling me to be aggressive, always trusting me, even when shots aren't falling. So just knowing that they have my back and have the trust in me to be aggressive and pretty much give me the green light gives me a lot of confidence. So I know with their trust, I can do anything I want.
And then, Joey, I thought your hands in the passing lane, a bunch of steals early were a big difference. Merry Christmas to you. Were a big difference early on. It's got to be fun out there. Your athleticism, length, and space. What is it like getting out full court, playing defensively?
Well, it's a team effort. Like, without the guys behind me, Nick and Hayes on the side and Max getting them steals, it wouldn't be like nothing would be there. So it's kind of like a team collective. I know it looks like I do a lot of it, but it's really everyone just doing their part, working together, because if one person messes up, like Coach Ansel says, then it's just free lane for them to go and score.
Nice dunk, by the way. We didn't have you for a tech on ourselves, but
I didn't even say anything. I was just kind of upset that he tried to take me out. I didn't think that was cool. So
we had a similar look on our end, but a high flyer. You got a really good student section, quite frankly, for 2 days before the holiday. It's got to be fun playing in front of your classmates.
Yeah. Well, they always come out to support us, which is good, and we just keep hoping that they keep on coming to all the games.
All right, so for both of you guys, you got a tournament in Harrisburg, nice opportunity to continue to get right, and then Catholic League play. So what's the next couple of weeks look like for you, and expectations going into league play?
I think just keep doing what we're doing, 3-game winning streak, just keep the momentum going, get the intensity of practices, like amp everything up, because we know competition's only going to keep getting harder from here, so we just got to take everything more seriously and just keep doing what we're doing.
What can this team be here, Joey? Yeah.
I think we can be very good. It's just we have to keep going in, like faceless opponent, not worry about the names, who they are, and just keep on playing.
We'll be following along. So we're looking forward to that, guys. Thanks for spending the time with us. We'll let you get back to your team.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to both of you guys. Joey O'Brien, Hayes Altamari, two of the best here on this LaSalle team. We'll send it back up top. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bob. Yeah, Joey O'Brien, great game today. Always active in passing lanes. Knocked down an open top of the key three, attacking the rim. Really nice job and a really nice dunk. That might end up on some highlight reels in the greater Philadelphia area. Who knows, maybe even nationally. And then Hayes Altamari, really good start to the game. Set the tone just like Bob said. A good game for the two of them and a good win for LaSalle. A 15-point victory over a team that they lost to last year. The two teams end up winning their home side, all right? Salesianum wins at home down in Delaware last year. LaSalle wins at home this year. A really nice matchup, a spirited rivalry over the past 2 years, and a fun game to add to the schedule.
I mean, yeah, just like Will said, I thought Hayes played amazing, and he's doing the same thing that he's always been, and it's being a leader, and the way that he's been handling everything and being a teammate has been amazing. And Joey's just being Joey, being the athlete that he is, but adding in some more skill than we seen from last year. Saw a three ball, add some more dribbling in there, and I think LaSalle, like they said, are moving in the right direction, and they're going. And like Joey says, they do not have to fear about what the name of the team is. And like they've said earlier, I'm sure Jack knows, but they call themselves the Shark Boys, and they go into the water and they just smell blood, and they're looking for anything. So, great job by the fellas tonight at LaSalle.
Jack, any final thoughts?
I mean, I think that it wasn't just Hayes and Joey. I think those were the main guys, but I mean, like the whole team, like from start to finish, they played everyone today. Everyone contributed to this big win, and I think they came really prepared to play Salesianum. And they didn't really execute their plays like they wanted to, but they sure they were lucky to come away with it. And they were, I mean, like they just got to be a little bit better, but it was a great win.
Jack, Alex, thank you very much. For Bob Long, signing off here. Next game will be Philadelphia Catholic League play against Newman Goretti on the Bob Long Sports Network. Obviously, LaSalle has that Christmas tournament in Harrisburg before that. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great night and a Merry Christmas.